Welcome back, guys, to a new video in which I'm gonna show you how to track the Aptos whales. This is how you can get the token holders on Aptos for a specific token and get them in order. So this is the biggest holder, and you can see it's decreasing by every card that we are going down. I've limited this to 50 holders, but you can easily change that. I'm gonna show you how. And this is for USDC. So all this is on Aptos network, right? So if we put another coin type hash right there, this is for USDT, so we can see the whales of USDT on the Aptos network. Now check this out. It's a lot of money and you can easily track the whales and what they are doing. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Stay tuned, it's gonna be really easy. Hey, I'm Joseph, your Web3 instructor from Sweden. I've been into crypto since 2017 and have been building in the space since 2021. In my free time, I enjoy playing paddle, going to the gym, or hanging out with my dog. I always try to enjoy some good pancakes, but that's for another time. Now let's get back to the video. Alright guys, first things first, we're gonna use Moralis to do this, and we're gonna need to have our API key. Make sure you go to moralis.io/pricing. If you don't already have an account, because you're gonna need that, make sure you sign up. We have the starter package, which is for free and it's good to get started. But if you're serious on building within the Web3 space, go ahead and get the pro account. It's gonna get you so much more than the free account, more compute units, faster response rate, more daily compute units. Actually, it's gonna be unlimited on the daily basis, so that's pretty awesome. Make sure you go ahead and do that, and once you have created your account, log in to your admin page, go to Web3 APIs, and here is where we can get our API key. Now we're gonna need to have that in our project, so let's create a project. I'm gonna call mine the Get Top Coin Holders on Aptos. And within that root folder, I'm gonna have a backend and a frontend folder. So let's start with backend, and in package.json, we have installed 4 dependencies. We have course, we have .env, we have express, and node fetch. Then I've created a .env file where I store my API key. And within index.js, we can import all the dependencies, and we're gonna set our port on 5001. We're gonna get the API key from the .env file like so, and I'm gonna store it in this const variable right here. Then we're gonna set up these options, object, and add our API key here, and then we're gonna use this inside our requests. Before we dive into these requests, we're just gonna listen to our server on this port number, which we set on the top of index.js, and then we can go ahead and create our one and only endpoint that we need in this video. Now, one single endpoint will get us all the data about the Aptos whales. Okay, so what do we do here? When our frontend client goes to /get_top_holders, we're gonna extract the parameter that is sent, which is the hash, the coin type hash, and I'm gonna show you how you can get that. And then we're gonna use it in this request right here towards our Moralis API on the top holders endpoint that we have. And here is where we set the limit to 50, and we can change this to 2, to 10, to 100 if we want, so that's totally up to us. And once we get the response back, we just send it to the frontend client right here, along with the status of 200. And from there, we can get the data on our frontend client and display that beautifully as we do. Our frontend client is a Next.js application, so make sure you set that up. And then if you go to pages and to the index.js page, we only render one single component, which is called main, and we're going to create that together. You can see how clean this looks. So create the components folder, and then within that one, let's have the main.js file. And in here, we can import useState. We're gonna import Axios, which is one of the libraries we have installed. Then we're gonna need image, the CSS file, which we're not gonna go too deep into, but I'm gonna post the link to this GitHub repo in the video or in the description below, so you can check that out. And then we have the Moralis and the Aptos logo. Now in our export default function, we're gonna have a few state variables. We have the coin type hash, which is an empty string to begin with. We have results, which is an empty array, and then we have show results, which is set to false. And we're gonna call these state functions on different occasions. So the first one we're gonna call once we start typing inside the input field, because we have this onChange handler, which you can see right here. In the input field, we have the onChange function handle change. And once we start typing, we're gonna take that value and store it inside this variable. So in our example, we put a coin type hash, and we're gonna store that hash, and then we're gonna use it inside the handle submit, which we run when you hit this button, the submit button. We have an on-click handler to handle submit. And in here, you can see that we're taking this coin hash when we do a get request to our backend server and on /get top holders, which was the endpoint we just created. And we're passing along the coin type hash as a parameter, so we can then use it in the backend of our application. Once we get the response back, I have both console logged it, but I also set the result variable right here, the empty array, to this data that we're getting back, and then I set show results to true. And once show result is true, we actually render this part right here. So we're gonna map through the results, and we're gonna extract the values that we want to display. I have created two sections right here. So one is with the keys basically, and one right here is with the values. So we have the amount, the owner, the token, and the latest transaction. In that specific order, we have the values as well. So we have the amount, and because we want to display it beautifully, we're gonna format it like so and add it to local string right here to have some spaces between the numbers. Then we have the owner right here, and we're slicing it because we don't want to have this whole big numbers or string to present. Then we have the coin type, and it's looking a little bit weird in the beginning. I'm gonna show you the console log, but that's why we're splitting, we're slicing it, and then we replace a few stuff just to make it look as good as it does. And lastly, we have the latest transaction, which is the timestamp right here, and we split it and just take the zero index and present that. And that's basically it, guys. We don't need much more code than this to create our application. Now first, let me show you this console log right here, and then I'm gonna show you once again how you can use this endpoint with other Moralis endpoints to make your application more fulfilled. Okay, so let's go back to our app right here. I'm gonna open the inspector console, and we can see res console log right here. We have data, we have results, and here we have all the 50 transactions, right, or the token holders. So we go into this one, and we can see the data we're getting back. So we have the timestamp, and we're formatting it a little bit better. But if I extract this like so, you can see the coin type. It has this string right here, and then it has :assets, $USDT, and we only want to show this last part, and that's why we're splitting and slicing it the way we do to display it like this instead. Okay, so we're gonna be able to use this endpoint along with this endpoint right here. So we have the get coin metadata by creator addresses. This is the one that gives us the coin type hash. We can put in a creator address, and then we can get this data right here. So for this specific creator address that I put in here, it has created 4 different tokens, right? We have decentralized USD, we have Tether, we have USDC, and then we have wrapped ether. So we can actually take another one from here. We can take wrapped ether and get the coin type hash, go back to our application, paste this in, and then we can get the Aptos whales for wrapped ETH. And if you want to try this out yourself, you can go to trace move to coins right here, and then let's take this Ditto stake Aptos. We take the creator address from here, copy it, go back to the Moralis API and to this coin metadata by creators addresses, and replace the one we had before with the new one. Try this out, and then we can see that this address has created this token right here. So we can go to if I can find coin type hash right here, I'm gonna copy this from here, go back to our application, paste it in, hit submit, and there we have it. We have the whales of the Ditto discount coin. So that's pretty cool, guys. My challenge to you is to integrate this endpoint into this application right here if you want to learn more. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video showing you how to track the Aptos whales. And if you liked it, make sure you smash the like button, guys. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.